My friends, welcome to the very first Fireside Chat with Darren Hardy. The purpose of this intimate discussion is simply to give you no holds barred advice on how to thrive in business. Of course, the term Fireside Chat was made famous by the US President Franklin D. Roosevelt, known as FDR, when he did a series of evening radio addresses between 1933 and 1944. His purpose was to quell fear, anxieties, and rumors during the banking crisis, the recession, New Deal initiatives, and of course, World War II. And that is what I intend to do here, to quell fear, anxiety, and rumors about starting a business, ascending within a business, and pass forward hard-earned and proven strategies to help you thrive in the modern business environment that we find ourselves in today. Since I'm coming to you from Miami Beach, we don't have many fireplaces out here, so this was the best that I could do. I hope it adds a little ambiance to our chats here. In this first chat, I want to cover a topic that I get tons of questions about. The question of, how do I find that dream business or dream job? And the all-important question of, what kind of business should you be in, particularly today, to create an abundant life and lifestyle? Hey, I know how painful it is to have great ambition, but not know where to direct it, to want to do big things, make a big impact, but just don't know exactly doing what. Well, I have 3 very critical insights and suggestions for you that I think will significantly ease your pain and point you in the right direction. So stick with me here. First off, I want to address, if you have not participated in the Success One Sheet workshop already, I highly recommend that you do that. It will take you through the process to discover your unique purpose, that thing that you were meant to do. It will also help you find your unique skill intelligence, those unique gifts that were given just to you to fulfill your purpose. And it will help you find exactly who you should be serving and ultimately what solution and opportunity. I'll repost the link to that workshop below. Here, it's completely free. Here's the first insight that I want to explain to you here in this chat. If you are still confused about what your purpose is or exactly what you should be doing with your life, just know that it is not your fault. Feeling a bit lost, uncertain, and even frustrated is not only normal and natural, but it is particularly difficult to find your way these days. You see, you and I have been born into times of both radical change and great abundance. As Ray Kurzweil said, change so rapid and profound, it represents a rupture in the fabric of human history. These times of such breakneck change is literally mind-boggling for the human brain. Just a generation or a few ago, the decision about what your life's purpose wasn't so confounding. Reason being is your destiny was mostly defined for you, but not by you. Your place and role in society was a result of what family you were born into, where you were born, and what governments had rule and what religious dogma you were imprinted with. All of this directed your life path. It channeled your behavior and ordered your life, whether you liked it or not. So this freedom to choose is a more recent phenomenon than most people realize. And as Barry Schwartz, who wrote the book The Paradox of Choice, said, learning to choose is hard. Learning to choose well is harder. And learning to choose well in a world of unlimited possibilities is harder still. Perhaps too hard, he pronounced. And like a deer who becomes so overwhelmed by the paralysis of choice of what to do that they just stare into their doom, so does most of the population these days. Society's deer in the headlights stare, so overwhelmed with choice that they just choose to avoid it all by just staring into their phones or TVs or gaming devices or social media channels or other escape-in mechanisms like alcohol, drugs, and the like. The problem here is simple. By our nature, we crave a sense of direction, a purpose, a sense of meaning. While other living organisms are driven entirely by their instinct that's programmed into their genetic code, we, the conscious species, have to determine our own destiny. We have to choose. And now, instead of the tribal leaders of our society dictating your choices, you are now responsible for choosing yourself. And now, from a field of nearly unlimited possibilities. And that is confounding for most humans. The human mind and imagination is an endless abyss. Your mind is constantly conjuring up endless ideas and then quickly sabotaging those ideas with counter ideas. That only perplexes you further. And at any given moment, we could choose to go in 100 different directions or not. So without these previously dictated to us guardrails, belief systems, or societal conventions in place, we seem to have no obvious compass to guide our behavior and decisions. And this is what can be maddening. But there's a way out, a way forward. You can find your way, the path that you were meant to take, to do the work that you were meant to do, to discover your heroic purpose and to complete your journey. And you don't need to turn to a 2,000-year-old guru. You don't need mysticism or gimmickry to find your way. The answer isn't out there at all. It's within you. You were born with it. It's been with you all along. Now, admittedly, you might have lost touch with it. You might have stopped listening to it. The noise that's pumped into your head by other people, by media, by social media, and the conditions of our society might have drowned it out, but you can still access it. It's still in there. It's as strong and mighty as ever, just waiting for you to finally listen. So that is number one. Be relieved to know that you're normal. And being perplexed and currently frustrated is to be expected. But just know the answer you seek isn't out there at all. It's within you. Again, I turn you back to the Success One Sheet, where I help you find the answer that is within you. The second insight to discuss here is to find your dream business or dream career. We have to emphasize the you in your. It has to be fitting to you. You see, the biggest mistake that I see people make is that they're choosing business or careers based on the wrong metric. How much money does it make? Is it going to make you famous? Or what benefits come with it? Or the title? Or how impressive it will look or sound to their parents, friends, or peer circle? As Carl Jung said, the greatest burden the child has to bear is the unlived life of its parents. And that is how so many seemingly successful people, meaning they got one or more of what I just listed, end up hating their life, suffer depression, turn to alcohol or drugs, maybe even sabotage themselves, or God forbid, even resort to suicide. Doesn't it ever boggle your mind how so many well-known people who by all appearances had it all, but were in so much internal pain that they couldn't stand it any longer, they couldn't even go on living at all. It was because they chose wrong. The choice of money, fame, attention, benefits, or title. And that choice was out of alignment with who they really were, and it didn't match. It didn't fit. And so all it did was cause them pain, and lots of it. When we hire people here on the Darren Hardy A-Team, we discern people based on whether they are a patriot or a mercenary. Do they want this job, this role, or this assignment because it's who they are and what they stand for, and they have a heart and passion for our mission? Or are they a mercenary, doing it for the money, for the title, for the potential glory, exposure, or access? When it comes to you choosing a business or a career, it has to be based on whether you are choosing it as a patriot or as a mercenary. Would you volunteer and fight this mission for free because you believe in it so strongly, because it is what you are about and what you want to be about? Or is it fame, popularity, money, or title? So let's discuss who you are. Every human individual is radically unique. Unlocking your true you is like trying to open up a combination lock. Right now, you're frustrated because you can't open it up, no matter how hard you try, how many nights you lay awake, how many times you journal or vision board. It's just not unlocking. Don't fret. It's because you don't have the numbers, is all, in the right order to open the lock. But once you get the numbers and once you put them in the right order, the lock opens up easily and with very little effort. What was once impossible is now easy. The lock opens up and the life that you were meant to live starts to flow. Your uniqueness is inscribed in these three variable combinations. Variable number one, the unique one-of-a-kind configuration of your DNA. Each of us is a one-time phenomenon in the universe. Our exact genetic makeup has never occurred before, nor will it ever be repeated. And that unique makeup was designed to provide you unique superpowers and special skills. You're so close to these skills that you take them for granted. When applied to the right endeavors, the right business, the right career, those superpowers can make you a standout success. So I walk you through discovering those further in the eFastPass training program. If you haven't accessed that resource, I implore you to go get it. It is the first number that you need to unlock your life. Variable number 2, your unique brain wiring. During the Success One Sheet workshop, I walk you through the 8 human intelligences. We are all oriented to one or more of these intelligences. Discovering which will make things so much clearer to you. Think about it. How can you explain why some are drawn to math or coding or engineering and others music, nature, or working with animals or helping people? It's not an accident. It's our nature. Those inclinations are in you for a purpose. They're primal and they're unique to you. It's why you have very different interests and inclinations than your own siblings that you grew up with. And variable number 3 here is your unique experiences. Your experiences shape you. They equip you. They develop you. You are able to do, achieve, and excel at certain endeavors simply because you've had experience doing it. All your experiences continue to give you that advantage as you continue on your epic adventure. Lining up what you do with those 3 variables is where you find your purpose, the hero's journey you were called here to do. And once you have alignment with those 3, you will also be fantastically successful at it. And oddly, it will happen with great ease and joy. And here is the third insight I wanted to give you, and probably the most important that I want to pass forward to you here in this chat. You are already on your heroic journey. You're already on your path. Everything you do is growing and developing your skills and capabilities. It is not required that your path follow one simple straight line or that your inclinations be narrowly focused. You might feel the pull of several types of knowledge involving the mastery of a variety of different skills that in the moment you have no idea what purpose they will serve, but later combined in an inventive and creative ways will be that breakthrough you're looking for. That is what formed the genius of Leonardo da Vinci. Da Vinci made himself an apprentice in various disciplines: art, science, architecture, engineering. And because of this diverse experience, all at the time he had no idea how it was actually going to culminate, he was able to concoct all sorts of revolutionary inventions that he wouldn't have otherwise, regardless of his DNA or intelligence. That is what every job or business or project is for you. Even if that job or business is successful or not, it is the development and the accumulation of skills that you are gathering that may be unknowing to you right now will probably be your advantage down the pathway years from now. That is why in the eFastPass program, I focus on the 4 core skills that are required for anyone who wants to become successful in any endeavor. They have to master these 4. It's part of the human dynamic of building any kind of success. It's why I put the program together to help you master the skills that you need to accelerate your heroic journey, wherever that journey is taking you. What is causing you pain and anguish right now is only a frame of mind. Your mind is caught in what we call the gap between where you are and where you think you should be. Your mind is focused on the destination of where you want to arrive, when instead it should be fully immersed, focused, and passionately engaged in the process, in the progress, in the actual journey itself. So understand this now. The arrival is actually boring. Once you arrive, the fun is done. It's over. Ask anyone who has arrived, anyone who has won a championship or stood on the Olympic platform or got the trophy or got the title or reached the proverbial mountaintop of success. They will tell you once the celebration is over and the confetti has all been swept up, life becomes boring. The only thing they want to do is get back to the journey. Get back to the pushing and the stretching and the challenging of themselves and growing some more. The juice is in the journey itself. It's the process. That's the purpose, not the end result. If you can really get this square in your head, it will radically change your state of mind. Thus, life, forever. The pain and anguish that you feel about your current circumstance will disappear entirely. Where you are right now is perfect. What you are going through right now is great. All of it, and I mean all of it, is part of the process. It's part of the adventure. It's part of the journey. As long as you're learning and you're growing and you're continuing to progress is the goal, not some illusionary destination. That is why you invest in growing your skills now, not waiting for what you think is the right and perfect opportunity. Skills precede opportunity. Write that down. Skills precede opportunity. You grow into opportunity by developing your skills before they are called for. And let me say this key insight one more time. I want you to remember this always. Progress is the goal, not the arrival. No matter where you are, what your circumstance, present or future, as long as you are making progress, continuing to grow your skills, insights, and abilities, you are absolutely on purpose. You are succeeding. You are advancing on your heroic mission. So sink in and enjoy the journey. The journey is the joy. Once you arrive, the game's over, and you never want the game to be over. Over is death. Death of body, but maybe even just death of spirit, death of your life force. And again, if you'd like to accelerate your progress, develop the 4 core success skills that you need no matter your desired destination. And if you would like to have me as a constant companion to help guide and mentor you all along the way, then join me inside the eFast Pass. And as FDR ended his first Fireside chat, together we cannot fail.